Thank you all so much for clicking on my video and welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. In today's video, I am going to be creating some DIYs using some pictured frames from the Dollar Tree. Now the Dollar Tree have so many different styles and options to choose from. I'm going to jump into this first DIY and I found these really farmhouse rustic looking 4x4 pictured frames that I'm going to use for this first DIY. I'm actually going to be using a total of 5, but for the first part of this, I'm only going to be using 4. And what I'm going to do first is remove the backing. I'm going to be removing those little black tabs that hold the back on there, and I'm also going to put the glass back in there, but what I'm doing is adding some hot glue to secure this, and then I am going to eventually go back over these and just add some hot glue around the top rims after I placed it in there. And so what I'm doing now is just removing the glass, adding the hot glue, and replacing it back into the frame. Happy Sunday, everyone, and I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. I wanted to take this time to thank everyone for watching my videos, liking, and subscribing to my channel. I am truly grateful. So what I'm also going to be using is these really pretty snapshots of my great nephew, and I'm only going to be using 2, and I'm just adding hot glue in the corner, and then I'm going to place the picture right down and just push it down to make sure that it fits and that it's flat up against the glass. And I'm going to be adding in the other picture, doing the same thing, just adding hot glue in the corner. So once I get that photo in, I am going to attach these 4 frames together in a form of a box. And what I'm going to be using to do that is some fix-all glue from the Dollar Tree along with some hot glue, because I want this to be nice and secured. So I'm just going in, adding my fix-all glue, and then the other spots I'm adding hot glue. I probably mentioned before in other videos, it never works out when I mix the 2 glues together, so I try to add them in separate spaces so that they can do their separate job, if that makes sense. So now I'm going in on the other side to add the other frame, and I made sure that I add the frames that have the photos in there on opposite sides. And now what I'm going to do is place the other frame that just have the glass in there right on top, and that way that's opposite from the other glass frame. And then I am going to be bringing in another frame, and I did remove the tabs and the backing, and I secured the glass to that. But before I do that, I'm going in with this pick. I got this greenery pick from Target for $1, and I'm just going to be adding 1 piece of this greenery to each corner of the frames that I didn't add any photo to. So I'm just adding a dab of hot glue, and then I'm just going to secure my greenery. I didn't want to add too much greenery to cover up the glass, because I want to make sure that you can see through it when I get ready and style it. So now I'm just going in and I'm going to add the other one, and I just did it in the opposite corner from the other one. Now I'm going right on top of my box, and I'm adding that last frame, and I'm adding the hot glue only on each side, because as you can see, it's not the exact same size of the box, but that is okay because I wanted to make sure it's even, so it can have an even amount space on each side, because I'm going to be going in with some of that decorative rope from the Dollar Tree and added it on each side. So I just cut 2 pieces down the sides, and I'm adding some hot glue, and then I'm just going to press it right down. And then I'm going to also do that on the other side. I'm also going to be taking a little piece of that decorative rope, and I'm going to be tying a knot, just creating a little handle. And so what I'm going to do is just tie a knot and then tie another knot right next to it. So I'm just cutting down the rope. I am so sorry I was out of frame for this, but let me kind of talk you through it. So I tied a knot, and then as you can see, I clip that down and I tied another knot right next to it, if that makes sense, but sorry about that. So what I'm doing is adding some hot glue to the bottom of the knot, placing that right on top, and then I just caged in a LED candle, and I think this is so pretty. I absolutely love the rustic look and the fact that I didn't have to paint it because I actually like the color it is. Now for the next DIY, I have these frames here, these 7x7 frames from the Dollar Tree, and these frames are a little bit wider. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to remove the backing. I'm going to remove those little black tabs. They are really easy to pull out, and I'm going to be securing the glass back inside using some hot glue. I'm also going to be pairing this DIY with some little jars that I picked up from the Dollar Tree out of the Crafter Square section. So after I get the tabs out, I'm just going to go back in, and I'm only placing the glass back in at 2 of these frames. After I get that complete, I am going to take the frame that I didn't add the glass back into, and I'm going to add that right on top of one of the other frames. And then once I get that nice and secure, I'm going to take the little jars. These are so cute, from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using 4, and I'm going to remove the little cork from out of the little jars, and I'm going to hot glue these jars right inside of the frame, and I'm going to add the ones on each end first, and that's just so that I can have them evenly placed. And I'm going to go in on the other end and add that one, and then I'll add the other 2 in the middle. I really like this DIY. It is so simple and it turned out so cute. And I left the frame white, but you can also paint these as well. Now I have these florals, these little greenery floral pick that I got from Walmart, and I'm just going to pull off a few of these tabs. I do like this pick here from Walmart because it goes a long way with projects. You have this for a while if you're just using little pieces here and there. So I'm just adding a few pieces to all 4 of the jars, and I'm just making sure I use a piece of all different styles off of that pick. And then once I have them placed in the jars, I'm going to take the last frame that I have that does have the glass in there. I'm going to place that right on top to cage everything in, and I'm just going to go around the frame using some hot glue. And I think this will be really cute if you was using some Christmas greenery, which I am going to recreate for the holiday because I think this turned out really cute and it's simple to make. So once I have that all attached, that'll be it for this DIY. Really simple, but I really do like this one. So this next DIY, what is a frame video without making one of those window panels? And I think these frames here are perfect for this DIY because the wood is great, the color is great as well. I'm going to be doing the same thing, removing the back. I'm going to be removing the little black tabs, and I'm going to be removing the glass but putting it back in there using some hot glue. Now the little attachments, the little metal attachments on these, I am going to leave those on here. Now you can remove those, but I'm going to keep those on there because with this project later, I am going to be adding some floral to this project, but later I wanted to remove the floral and create a Christmas DIY, and I'll tell you about that in a second. So once I get all of the glasses back in and secured, I am going to glue these together, but I'm going to make sure those little attachments are all in the center. Now with those 4 attachments, I want to add joy to the world on some little tabs inside of those. That's why I'm keeping those there, and then I thought it would be cute to add some different Christmas images to each one of the glasses, like some window clings from the Dollar Tree. So that's why I'm leaving those little attachments, and you're not going to see those once I add my floral. Now for extra security, I am using these painter sticks that I got for free from my local hardware store. I'm just going to cut that one down to size and add it in the center. And then I already had 2 smaller pieces that I cut down from some other projects, and I'm going to add those right on the side. Now this frame is thick, but I want to make sure that it is really secured, and so that's why I went in with those painter sticks for the security. Once I have that done, I am now going to embellish it, and I found these really pretty picks from Walmart for 97 cents, and I'm just going to embellish the center. And you're not going to see those attachments because all of my florals are going to be covering it up. I'm not going to go in real heavy with a lot of hot glue because, as I mentioned, I want to be able to pull those up when I change this for the season. I'm going in with that first pick, and then just pulled all of those off the stem, and I'm going to go in and add all of those pieces separately first. I really like the size of those frames to create this panel because it's the perfect size to add with some other decor without it being too large or too small. And I think the wood is also perfect. It has a realistic look to it. You can paint this, stain this, or distress it, but I just wanted to keep it the color it was. Now I'm just going to finish adding those pieces, and then I'm going to go in with that other pick that had those really pretty flowers on them. I'm just going to pull off the flowers and the other little pieces on that pick and just kind of add them in there. I really like this one piece. I'm going to attach that like coming up to the top of the frame. I thought that was so pretty. I'm not going to add the greenery piece there though, but this piece here was so pretty to me. I absolutely love this pick, and I did pick up a few of these. This would be great for the fall. So since the floral kind of came apart when I pulled it off, I'm going to have to add hot glue throughout that piece to make sure that it's nice and secure. And then after that, I'm gonna layer these florals. So I'm gonna add that one right on top, and that'll be it. I think this turned out really pretty, and I styled it with 2 of my LED candles, one in the front and one behind the frame. Now this last DIY is really simple. I thought this frame was so cute. I am also going to be using some of those little stems from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove the back and those tabs from this frame as well. And I'm just going to be making a simple tray. I thought this frame mimicked those stems, and it gave it more of a rustic nature look, and I thought this was so pretty. Now with this tray, of course, I'm not going to put anything real heavy on there, but I think it is so cute. So I'm going in with the hot glue, and then I'm going to place the frame right back in there, and then I'm going to flip it over because this is going to be the bottom, since the top is kind of when you flip it over, the glass is more secured on the other side. So I'm going to make this the bottom, and what I'm doing is going in each corner and adding one of these little stems. And if I mentioned, I did get these stems from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to place one in each corner. And this is so simple, but it has a nice little high-end look to it, and I think it is so cute. And so I'm going to flip it over and style some items on here. And how adorable is this? Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching another one of my videos. I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I did. If so, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel, because I would love to have you here. As always, in the comment section below, let me know which one of these DIYs were your favorite. And until next time, my sweet friends, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.